HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. New Year's Eve marred by tragedy, sending the murder count up by one. Vaughn Aubrey was on the scene this morning as police conducted their initial investigations.
Called to Lilyway Street, Golden Palm Estates during the wee hours of New Year's Eve. In a far too familiar scene this year, officers responded to reports of gunshots being fired in Kennedy subdivision around 5 a.m. When they arrived, they found the lifeless body of a young man. Chief Superintendent of Police and officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Paul Rowe.
Our preliminary information is that this young man was involved earlier during the night in an argument with another male who had left. And he himself had left his residence and returned sometime later. As he arrived home, a person accosted him from a white Honda coupe type vehicle, approached him armed with handgun, discharged shots where he was struck. EMS visited the scene, examined the individual and pronounced him dead here on the scene.
The CDU chief is asking anyone with any information on this latest homicide to contact police at 911 or 328-TIPS. A family member on the scene identified the victim as Jermaine Ferguson, a 37-year-old father of two. Now, this latest homicide marks 148 for the year, 21 more than the record 127 murders recorded in 2011. I am Vaughn Aubrey, ZNS Network News.
A police officer finds herself on the other side of the law tonight. She was taken into custody along with an adult male believed to be her husband yesterday afternoon after a brawl with another police officer. Images and video of the fight quickly made the rounds on social media yesterday. The incident reportedly occurred outside the funeral service for Constable Wesley Gator. That service was being held at New Bethlehem Baptist Church. ZNS News understands that the fight started over a parking spot in the church's parking lot. Also in the news from the courts, 21-year-old Ted Thompson, who was caught playing blackjack at a casino at Atlantis, has been placed on 6 months probation. The incident reportedly occurred on December 27th. When he appeared before Magistrate Samuel McKinsey yesterday, he reportedly explained that he did not know that gambling was still illegal given the recent legalization of numbers, and claimed that he saw other Bahamians, some who were white, gambling as well. If Thompson goes against his probation orders, he would have to pay a $500 fine or spend 3 months in prison. With a number of deadly accidents taking place on the streets of the capital in recent weeks, motorists are again being encouraged not to drink and drive and buckle up for safety. Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean is also asking drivers to please slow down.
This is the last day of the year. We are asking you to drive with extreme due care and caution. Attention. Be sober-minded. People will be drinking, will be carousing, will be having good times, but please be conscious. If you're going to go behind the wheel of the vehicle, please try to get a responsible driver. We are asking friends to observe persons who are going to have too much to drink to avoid them from going behind the wheel of the vehicle. That your prevention, your intervention can cost them to save their life.
Family members are desperately looking for their elderly uncle who suffers from Alzheimer's and was last seen on Christmas Day. 88-year-old Fraser Clare, alias John Moss, was last seen around 4 o'clock near the British Colonial Hilton on Bay Street after he wandered from home that evening. Clare is 5 feet 2 inches tall and was last seen wearing a navy blue polo shirt and navy blue knee-length pants. His nephew, who says the family is currently on pins and needles, says he was out looking for his uncle when he spotted him, but because the roads were blocked off for Junkanoo, he was unable to reach him. He says family members have been searching for the 88-year-old for days but has had no success. Anyone who sees Clare is asked to contact police at 911. His nephew Ivan Clare on his cell phone at 376-1042 or 327-2174.